Hey everybody, welcome to day 64 of 90 of the... Say it! I don't know. You got your whole spiel.
Holy smokes. Do you not listen to me anytime we do these things?
I really don't.
Oh, my word. 64 of 90, stepping into 2020 on the right foot.
This is the video challenge. Stepping into 2020 on the right foot for I'm Broken and Beautifully Blended, and day 27 in the Circle Maker Prayer Challenge.
Yeah. Double circle.
This is like our third go at this.
It is. The verse for today was from the King James Version, so be ready. This kind goeth not out but by prayer and fasting. Say that 3 times fast. This kind goeth not out but by prayer and fasting. Meaning that whatever it is that you're praying for, whatever it is that you're looking for, is not going to happen without prayer and fasting.
It's not going to happen without emptying yourself so that the Holy Spirit can fill you, so that it unlocks that little bit that you can't access.
Right.
And the King James Version, I think it's kind of funny that that's on this one because, we think of the goeth thee, and we're doing a devotional right now that Rockford's mom has us doing about joy, and I'm pretty sure it's in King James. It's hard to read.
It's a Charles Spurgeon.
I don't know
devotional.
who that is.
Charles Spurgeon was a big time preacher in the late 1800s. So we're talking about 1885, 89, something like that. So it's a little more Old English, and so they haven't updated it for modern times. And they use a lot of words that we don't use. They were a lot more colorful with the language. They had a few extra things that they threw in to help clear up the meanings, where, nowadays we like to get to the point much quicker.
I just know I've got to read it like 5 times before I get it. I'm like, seriously?
Yeah.
Oh, my.
So, anyway, it's funny. People think of the King James Version as like it's the actual Bible, like it was the actual words that they wrote in. It's not. Anyway, today Mark talks about how he struggled at different points in his writing career. He said he had like 12 manuscripts half done.
Manuscripts.
And that he wasn't able to break through, and so finally he went on a fast. And that fast turned his keyboard from a writing place to a praying place. So that's sort of what today is talking about. Sometimes we are looking for things that are a big deal, that are not just what I call, a typical prayer, God bless me, keep me safe, those kind of things. When you're talking about big things, sometimes you have to be willing to empty yourself and get more of the Holy Spirit.
Mm-hmm. What kind of fasts are there?
Well, there's all kinds of fasts. The most typical type of fast people think of is food. I think most of the time people associate that because, you have to have food to live. But there are other kinds of fasts. You can do a technology fast. You can do
and you can even break that
TV
down.
fast. Yeah. You can do you stay off of social media for a given period of time. You can fast from just about anything that you use to take up time, or as you would say, to numb yourself.
Mm-hmm.
Like you recently did a fast from video games on your phone.
Yeah.
How'd that go?
Well, I'm still doing it. So.
How's it going?
It's frustrating to think about how often that comes up, because it is a trigger that whenever you go to your phone to play your Candy Crush or any of the other games, the Woody or any of those that you go to play, whenever you take them off of your phone, you realize how often you're actually going to it. And so that's a little bit of a frustration with how you let something so insignificant take up time in your day.
Mm-hmm. And it's interesting, it goes back to what we talked about yesterday, trying to invite God into all the moments of your life. And sometimes when we're occupied with TV or with video games or with whatever, then we have less time to, ask for the Holy Spirit to join us in what it is we're doing.
Yep.
So the double circle is praying and fasting. He talks in here about an hour of prayer a day. He says he's convinced that 1 hour of prayer will revolutionize our lives in ways we can't even begin to imagine.
I think that you would be able to speak to that. I mean, that was your frustration with why you couldn't get to this, because you typically do your quiet time, your devotional, and then you do your prayer and journaling.
Yeah, I've found myself the last, week and a half maybe, running out of time, just because I get up and come in and I do my reading plan that's through the Bible in a year. So that takes a little bit of time. And then we've got this plan that we talked about with my mom. It's Charles Spurgeon. And it's good. I mean, don't get me wrong. We've mentioned it twice now. It's not that it's bad. It's just different. And it takes time.
And there's only a couple of days left on it.
Yeah. And then we're doing one for Advent. And so by the time I do those three, I've got to, at that point, really choose. Which am I going to do? Am I going to journal, or am I going to do draw the circle? Or if I do the year or Bible in a year and do draw the circle, do I journal, or do I read the other two plans? So I mean, I'm finding myself running out of time, but I'm spending about an hour, maybe 50 minutes, 55 minutes, depending on how long it takes me to get out of bed and get the dogs out the door.
Yeah.
But I've said several times over the last year or so, maybe 2 years, how much I enjoy spending that time reading and praying. So it has become part of my daily getting ready. If I don't get up and do those things, then I certainly feel like I have missed out on part of my day. So
yeah.
He talks about the empty stomach, not necessarily meaning your actual stomach, but he says, I'm more and more convinced that the answer to every prayer is more of the Holy Spirit. Need more power? Then you need more of the Holy Spirit. Need more wisdom? Then you need more of the Holy Spirit. Need more love, joy, peace, patience, kindness, goodness, faithfulness, gentleness, or self-control? Then you need more of the Holy Spirit. We need to be filled with the Holy Spirit, but we have to empty ourselves first. And one of the best ways to empty ourselves is through fasting. So, there's all different kinds of fasts we've talked about. And one of the things that a lot of people that I know do, and specifically our friend Kenneth, is he starts the year with a 21-day Daniel fast. That's basically just fruits and vegetables for the first 21 days, setting the tone for the year. I know that Life Church does that on a regular basis. I think that the Elevation Church and maybe National Community, I'm not real sure. But
yeah, he talks about that he does a Daniel's fast at the beginning of the year.
Yeah. And so, that's a way to do it. As we're getting ready to go into 2020, that's something you might consider. You can look it up, check out what it means, or what the quote unquote rules are. I don't know that they're necessarily called rules, but there is a certain way to go about it. But anyway, I would encourage you to check that out if it's something that intrigues you. But the thought for today: if you want to break the sin habit, you've got to establish a prayer habit. And, going back to my daily routine, I certainly find myself struggling a lot less with things that used to cause me a lot of grief when I have replaced my downtime with prayer time. Your spunkiness is gone now.
I think that this is a highly misunderstood area. I feel like there's more that needs to be said about fasting. That, I don't know. The first time we ever did a fast in our house, it was from TV, because the kids were on the TV all the time. And we did a fast from TV. and didn't ever really say this is the point of it. This is to get into the presence of God, get into the presence of the Holy Spirit. And like we talked about before, your kids need to see you having your quiet time, see you if you're fasting. They don't necessarily, because I don't think any of the kids in this house knew that I was fasting from games, but see you more in the Word. Because I think that if you're just saying, okay, I'm going to get rid of these things for 3 weeks, and then that's going to be good, I think that they're completely missing the point. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
And I think, like you had said, you've journaled for several years now, and the point of your journaling is to be able to go back and see the faithfulness of God, to be able to see where He is moving, so that it encourages you and it builds your faith. It's not just an emptying out, it's a filling up. And so I would encourage you that if you're not feeling filled up through the fasting, that maybe you need to, like he says there, maybe you need to be doing it with a group at first and praying for each other and fasting with each other. And, it says in the Bible not to let people know that you're fasting, not to make it a big deal, because then that ruins the point of it. But I think as you get into your first few fasts, it's probably a good idea to have somebody that is able to hold you able and to come alongside with you and pray and be able to help you to feel encouraged, to feel like, okay, God did move during that time.
Mm-hmm. And it's like anything else, it's a maturity thing. The first time that you learn to drive a car, you're not ready to go on a cross-country trip. It takes time to do it, to learn how to do it, to do it well. So,
yeah.
All right.
It's not a punishment.
No.
It is a key to unlocking things that are outside of your reach.
So, let me encourage you to do a little research on fasting. Look it up. If you have questions, you can leave a comment down in the comment section. If you're watching this on a mobile device, you got to go way to the bottom, past all of the upcoming videos. They've done a nice job of hiding comments on the mobile version. If you're watching on a web browser, there's plenty of room to leave comments right below. If you like what you're hearing, hit the subscribe button. And you can also jump over to Facebook, where we have a Facebook page for Broken to Beautifully Blended. Jump in, leave a comment there. We would love to hear your thoughts. Anyway, we're out of here for tonight. We're done with day 64. Day 65 tomorrow.
That'd be awesome.
It's like the speed limit.
It is like the speed limit, and you will probably be frozen because you're going to be doing the video after you watch all the kids do their parade.
Yeah. It's the Christmas parade of lights, or whatever they call it now. They probably don't use the term Christmas, but whatever.
I think they just say parade of lights.
Anyway, all right, tomorrow, day 65. You guys have a great day.